You sound very excited by the gold card.
Definitely. No, I think it has really big potential. Also, he alluded to the source of funds changing for the EB5 program as we know it.
He was like, we're going to bring best global citizens. These are good people. Good people are going to come and they got a lot of money, Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of, we need a name now for these podcasts that we're having. Visa Talk, Franchise Talk, not Franchise Talk, Visa Franchise.
Gold card tonight.
Gold card tonight, which happens to be what we'll be talking about today. Gold card tonight. Patrick Vindaro, welcome to the show. Yes, we'll be talking about the Trump gold card. We don't know if that is going to be the official name. We don't know if it's going to be called gold card or Trump gold card or golden card or golden visa, or is it going to replace EB5? How it's going to be? Is that going to be a donation or an investment? We don't know. A lot of questions, but I have Patrick Findaro here today.
The lasting name will be Trump's gold card. It's like Obamacare. It's not officially Obamacare, but still people refer to the health insurance marketplace and that whole change of the health insurance in the U.S.
It makes sense.
And those government subsidized policies as Obamacare. So
it definitely does make sense.
It's Trump. I've had to bet it's Trump's gold card.
Do you think that's what's going to be?
That's going to be colloquially, or even more colloquial, something, some kind of play on words.
What is it with Trump and gold? Like have you seen his plane?
He grew up in New York. They're into money up there.
Okay, but it seems like he likes the gold. Well, if you have that kind of money, of course you will love gold, right?
Well, you've seen his old casinos in Atlantic City. It was all gold
Trump
everywhere.
Taj Mahal.
Yeah,
cool. So, but okay, this is serious now. It's official.
And it worked. Yeah, it's kind of a shock. I came into the investment immigration industry back in 2014, working at a fund that would raise money through the EB5 program at $500,000, and now it's 10 times the price. So, in terms of people in the industry that are helping entrepreneurs move to the U.S., investors move to the U.S., so this is big news. This is a big change, and we're on top of it, hearing from different sources on everything that's going on with Trump's gold card. But this could be an amazing opportunity. I don't think he's going to let this flop and have his name. He has some ego. He wants to see this through. So I think he's going to do a lot of everything, or a lot that he has in his power to make sure that this works and the process.
Seems so. Yeah. But it's pretty much a developing story, Patrick. I mean, we don't know the details of this yet. It's not really clear. And we were debating before, we started rolling the cameras. I thought that this is going to be a $5 million government donation. And the reason why I thought so was because Trump basically said that, if 1 million people buy this, that's what, 50 trillion, 5 trillion, whatever. We could pay off our national debt. So if you're introducing a program to pay off national debt, you're basically expecting that money to come directly to the government rather than into a business. So that's what my thinking was. I don't know what you understood off of it. What do you make of the Trump gold card? How do you think? Well, this is speculation, by the way, but what do you think?
He's made it clear that there's going to be two different paths. There's going to be a path for individuals to obtain U.S. residency, and then a direct path to U.S. citizenship after that, as well as companies. And he mentioned job creation at the company level. So, a $5 million donation from a company, and they have this gold card that can go to SVP that they're bringing in from India, and then bring it to this CEO that's coming in from China, and he gets a gold card, and it's a kind of a corporate benefit. That's to be defined. But he did make it clear that this was an avenue for individuals to go direct and get a green card or gold card. Hopefully it is a gold card, and it's like a Amex black card that's like heavy, and you can show it off for some street cred. But he did make it evident that this is for individuals as well as for companies to offer a benefit for the employees that are creating jobs. So,
do you think it is going to replace the EB5 program?
Definitely. I think it's going to be a lot easier for him to. This is the end of the EB5 program as we know it. The program has lapsed in the past. through the regional center, where you can basically pool investments and lend out the money to real estate developers for hotel projects and all different types of real estate projects. That's 90% plus of how the funds are being used for the EB-5 program. There is also the direct path, where we've had clients, invest in a franchise or an independent business, and they get a green card that way. But I see this as the end of the regional center pilot program. That is not really a pilot program, as it's been since the early 90s.
Not anymore.
In effect,
yeah.
And it keeps getting renewed. But I see it as the end, as we know it, September 2026. If you get in before that, yeah, you should be eligible. But Trump could make it really hard for you to get this green card in the current form. And adjudicating times are already taking a long time to get the initial green card, to remove the conditions in the green card. If Trump, has this alternative gold card program, and there's also this EB-5 regional center program in parallel, I would imagine he's going to try to squash that and make it less attractive than the gold card program when it goes live, or even just before. So I see this as the end of the EB-5 program. It's higher risk today. There's more uncertainty. And, going into September, we got, 18 months or so where you can still apply for this. And if it's your only option,
But would you recommend?
If it's your only option to live here with your family and get a green card for your family, yeah, do it. Go for the EB-5 and put yourself in the queue, especially if you were born in India, China, and maybe you're not eligible for other talent-based green cards, or, your parents are mega millionaires and they're able to donate you the money, and you're able to do that, to make the investment, and maybe you're already in school in the US. Yeah, go for the EB-5. But if not, and you have real talents, maybe you want to consider EB-1A, EB-2NAW, some other talent-based green card
avenues
category
that we're going to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's a moving target. I'm excited for this gold card.
You are?
Yeah, I think
I was going to ask you your opinion. At $5 million,
yeah,
a green card, which is what this is going to be. Do you think Trump is overvaluing the green card?
I think what happened is Trump and his administration woke up where the EB-5 program has done amazing good, especially in certain communities, rural communities, has really revitalized areas, especially where there wasn't credit readily available to real estate developers going into the financial crisis, where that became a really big tool in 2008 and the following years. And there's been amazing benefits. But there's also been massive scams and basically rent-seeking behavior, where people have a license, they're able to raise capital. And, effectively, you have regional centers that are raising, say, $100 million for a project, or Hudson Yards, billions of dollars for a project. And they're lending that money to themselves through a related entity or to a third-party developer. And the market rate might be for mezzanine 12, 13%, 14%, different guarantees in place. And EB-5 capital, the regional center could lend it for 9%. But what are they paying the investor? 1%? 2%? Yeah. So this middleman is effectively, say, over 5 years, making a pretty nice spread on $800,000. Yeah. And there's also administration fee that might go to foreign migration agents or broker dealers. But effectively, you have a scenario where the US government's giving this amazing benefit, and the middleman's making
the most money,
200 to 400K from a single investor. It could be less if they're giving the money back in, say, year 3. But say they keep it for 7-8 years, they're making that nice spread. And say, there's costs. Every business has costs, but it's a lot of money that a company's making in terms of top line revenue, $200,000 to $400,000. And the government fees for the initial process, I think it's like somewhere between 10 and 12K. The regional center has a little different cost than if you're a direct investor. And then you have the government fee to remove the conditions. And then you have the legal fees, professional fees involved. But the government's not benefiting, all that much. And now the capital markets have calmed since the financial crisis in 2008, where quality projects are still getting financed, just not at such attractive rates. So before EB-5 was really the lender of last resort, it was projects that wouldn't have happened anyways, and targeted employment areas. But now you have, billionaires that have leveraged the EB5 program and have left, hundreds, if not over 1,000 EB5 investors not paying back their money. And, there's a lot of negative press, and there's amazing players in the EB5 space. I've worked with many of them, but sadly there's a lot of bad apples, and it's essentially, very different than the E2 program where you generally own 100% of the business. You're active owner operator. These EB5 investors own 0.1% of a fund or 1% of a fund that lends the money out, and they have no power really. So their money could be held for as long as the document says, and there's not much that they can do. So I do think the government kind of woke up and said, wait, I want that. I want that 400K. Oh no, screw it. I want 4 mil.
Yeah,
Or I want whatever the donation amount
our
is.
share of the pie. Yeah,
I want, that much. So
I mean, it is really interesting, and it is really interesting turn of events, primarily for those. Especially, look, I mean, I get to talk to a lot of people, Patrick, and especially there is a group of people that I talk to. Most often than not, these are generally people from India and China. They're here on an H-1B. They have a tech job. They're doing amazing salaries, and maybe even calling up some friends and family to gather some more money. And there are families that I personally know of who are waiting to master that 800K to sort of like invest and get, because being here and being successful, your family being here and being on a non-immigrant visa without an apparent way to green card is, it's really a big source of anxiety for a lot of people.
And it's silly because it negatively affects those born in India. They could be born in Pakistan or right across the border in Bangladesh, and they have no issues. They're able to get talent visas or have their company sponsor, and their kids are fine. So yeah, it's a silly immigration law that allocates the green card
I agree.
categories based on birth. And if you're born in China or born in India, you're at a serious disadvantage.
Even if you have another citizenship.
Even if you have another citizenship.
There's nothing you can do.
So
literally.
It's a tough, I really feel for those families. And, I have
okay,
close
feeling
friends.
is not enough. Now you're going to have to advise those people.
Definitely.
Suppose that people who are watching us, you're talking to a tech professional who's working at Silicon Valley, whom and maybe his wife or vice versa, we're really looking forward to, getting on EB5 and saved up some money.
A lot of these people, Aladdin, they have another path. So they have, maybe were sponsored for an EB2 category, employment-based category 2, and they have a priority date of 2017. They could use that same priority date and go for the talent visa, the EB1A. So if you're a technologist, say you're making 200, 300, 400K, and you meet certain criteria, you've won awards, your team's been featured in the press, you've been featured in the press, you've written scholarly articles, you could stand a good shot of obtaining a green card for you and your family at no investment amount, besides the government fees, professional fees. So, before you go for the EB5, if you have already started the green card process and the priority date's current, if you switch over to EB1A, I think it's worth a shot, at least before you ask friends and family to lend money to you to invest in a fund that, I don't know, 95% chance you get your money back. What are the 5% you don't get your money back?
And that's not even your money.
Yeah, that wasn't your money to lend, to invest. So it's gotten much better. The level of professional and accountability in EB5 has gotten much better, but these are at-risk projects. They're going into a single asset. So it's not like investing in the S&P 500, buying an ETF. It goes into all these stocks or buying government debt. You're investing in one real estate project, and you can have a lot of contingencies, and there could be assets, but it's effectively one asset that you're investing in. So what I like to see, EB5 investors, is that they have a net worth generally above 3 mil, and they're allocating 800K into one vehicle. And if it doesn't work out, they can live with that. But going to friends and family for the 800K, I don't know.
This is a
tough.
reality, Patrick.
Yeah.
You know that, and I know that. And it is a reality. And there are those who are watching us as we speak. Now, I'd say just, look for those alternative ways. And one thing that I really like about the US is that, this is the country of Hollywood. This is the country of American dream. This is the country where anything and everything is possible, where you can be a better version of yourself. And who is to say that you cannot work on yourself and qualify for EB1A, that you cannot be a better version
Things
of yourself?
happen faster.
Today, for example, you may not have those publications, you may not have those articles, written about you, you may not have those achievements or original contributions, or maybe even that, critical role within your organization. But hey, I have seen people who have taken this very, very seriously and said, hey, in order for me to qualify for this program, I got to be a better version of myself. I need to invest in my skills, my personal brand, and have it a go at it, grind it out, and I'm going to qualify myself. And there were those who were able to qualify for this particular visa, and that in itself is a personal and a professional journey where you are becoming a better version of yourself. Once you get the visa, once you get the green card, you're not stopping there. I mean, look where you were and what you've become, and now the future looks even brighter. So I would definitely encourage anyone who's got a job and who's got some good things going on, maybe one or two criteria, but you're probably thinking to yourself, you know what, I don't qualify right now. And yes, and we would never advise people to do things just for the visa, but if there's an opportunity to become a better version of yourself just to be able to stay in that country, that is a very noble journey, and we would encourage everyone to take that journey and go out there and get that green card.
Yeah, and a lot of our clients are just documenting what they're already really good at, and maybe they've had a more low profile, and they're just putting that out in the public for the first time, and it can definitely create some anxiety, and it takes a little work to get past that, putting yourself out there. With us doing these videos,
Right.
there's gonna be people hating on us, and that's part when you put yourself out there,
Right.
you open yourself out to feedback, which I think is a net positive, but that can be definitely a mental shield that some clients have trouble with. One thing, Alana, I wanted to talk about, though, Trump's tax plan for green card holders and American citizens is changing.
Really?
He made the pledge to Americans living abroad, and there's over 5 million of them, that he was going to move away from a citizenship-based tax policy to a residency-based tax policy.
Yes, that's very interesting.
That makes the gold card a lot more appealing in the ultimate plan B. I had a prospect from Pakistan, 15 domestic servants, income from Pakistan, from other companies. He doesn't want to open up his books and everything to U.S. fiscal authorities, even though he wants to spend time in the U.S., he wants to give his kids the U.S. education. He'd be eligible for EB1A, EB5, whatever, of those categories, but he doesn't want to do it. We can't get some of the best talent away from Pakistan because he doesn't want to pay U.S. taxes and open himself up, not even just paying U.S. taxes. It's all the compliance and FACTA and all that. So that's a big mess that Trump has pledged. I believe this is back October 2024, right before the election. Hey, we're going to fix this. And I think that's going to really open it up where you're going to have a lot of really wealthy families, generational wealth. And, if the gold card is portable and they can give it, family member to family member and then get citizenship, a lot of this is going to open up. But I would say the tax changes that we expect from Trump in 2025 affecting green card holders, where you're living in the U.S. or living abroad, U.S. citizens, I think that's going to really open it up for the gold card as well as these other categories, because it's an amazing experience to live abroad, and why not live some time in the U.S.?
You
The
sound
biggest
very
consumer
excited
market.
by the gold card.
Definitely. No, I think it has really big potential, and also he alluded to the source of funds changing for the EB5 program as we know it. Right now, I mean, you use $800K of funds that you got when you sold a house. You have to prove, how you invested in that house, or it's a pain keeping all the money going into the same account from different sources. It can be 2,000 plus pages to show source of funds for EB5, which when asked if Russian oligarchs could go through the gold card program, he said, yeah, well, effectively there's nice I've met some of these Russian oligarchs. There's nice ones. What did you say along those lines?
Yeah, he was like, we're gonna bring best global citizens. These are good people. Good people are gonna come, and they got a lot of money, a lot of money. But they're no, I mean,
So you have
it's
Indians,
really interesting.
so a lot of markets, I don't know what's it like in Turkey. I know India, a lot of people are paid cash, gold.
Yeah, I mean,
Transactions happen in an informal way sometimes, and
Yeah.
maybe they're breaking local tax laws, but they're not.
No.
Or even
Some
not.
cases,
Yeah.
it's perfectly legal. For example, this will be hilarious to you, but say for example, you have a property to sell to me, right? There is the value of the property, which is let's say that's the appraised value, which could be as little as 10%
Okay.
of the property's actual sales value. What most people do is that they transfer that amount, 10% through the bank.
Yes.
And then you don't even show that to anywhere. The rest you could just do cash. And when you go to the title deed office, when you're about to transfer
show up
the
with a bag of
title,
cash.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, you show up with the bag of cash, and the officer there doesn't ask you. It just asks you, okay, it's transaction complete. However way you guys have done it, right? Obviously, if there are certain implications of it, that's up to you. It's a transaction complete, done. So
It's private business.
correct,
Exchange.
and there's a lot of cash business.
I would say the majority of the world works in a cash business, and the U.S. system with the source of funds is set up for the Western world, Western Europe, U.S., Canada, and there's a lot of people sitting on the sidelines,
Right.
that have 800K or potentially 5 mil that aren't able to participate in this in green card program. So I think the source of funds being changed, where all right, no terrorists, no drug dealers.
Okay.
How you prove that? That's we'll maybe Elon Musk will allocate some of the guys from Doge,
And
some of
Starlink
these
too,
quants to really vet these guys, but getting a better program to vet them, the individuals that are coming over, but not making it so onerous for those involved to prove out the source of funds. And I think that change of tax residency, him changing Trump, changing the tax residency, moving away from citizenship or permanent residency based tax to where you're currently located.
That's a big thing
located.
if he can make that happen. That's a big
And then the
thing.
source of funds. So yeah, why not 5 mil? Let's see how it's broken down though. I think it's going to be some mix of $1 million donation, 4 million in government bonds, maybe at not a great rate, like 1% or 0.5% over 10 years, or just some not great financing deal that the U.S. government benefits. I think that's what's gonna play out.
Let's see how that's going to play out. I mean, definitely some interesting. We are living at very interesting times, and let's see how these new developments are going to affect the immigration space as a whole. But we're here at Visa Franchise, and we are constantly seeking for ways for you to obtain legal residency here in America, whether you're an investor, entrepreneur, or top talent, or a top talent thinking about going the investor route. There could be other routes, as we have just covered. For those who are thinking about EB5 and who mastered up some sort of funds, there could be a talent route for them, either through EB1 or EB2 NIW. And it remains to be seen how the gold card is going to change the immigration or investor migration landscape. What the future of EB5 is going to be like, we don't know, but seems like it's going out of the picture for the time being. Anyway, I think this was a pretty good episode. Patrick, thank you so much. Any last words?
Since I've been in U.S. immigration over 10 years now, I guess about 12 years, 10 of which with Visa Franchise in this October, doors open and close. So we're constantly monitoring the doors that open and close. Last year, we worked with over 20 different immigration attorneys on the filings for our clients. Through us and our extended network, we're talking about tens of thousands of cases that we're able to see adjudicating trends. So there's opening and closing, and the key is what you're able to do and how approval rates and everything is being hit. So we have a pulse to the market. So if you're good at what you do, using your term, if you're good at your craft, really good at your craft, there's a way in the US. If you're not that good at what you do, there's less doors.
Yeah.
So focus on doing a good job, making money, and more doors will open up.
Patrick, thank you so much. Yesterday, me and my wife, we went to Mr. O1 Pizza. And I was explaining to my wife, there's this Miami Beach classic. A guy from Italy
Best
came
pizza.
over here, best pizza, Mr. O1. He got the O1 visa. And now, did you know he's got 12 locations
franchise.
in Miami? It's a
He
franchise
franchised
now.
it.
Yeah. So if you're a good pizza chef, hey, US is open for you. Yeah, you don't.
Good YouTuber.
Yeah.
We've had a bunch O1
Yeah.
clients from every walk of life.
Yeah, we do. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys. Please subscribe to the channel and see you in the next one. Bye.